What is happening, everybody? Greg Ehrenberg here from Odd Chopper, and I'm pretty excited to talk to you guys about some of the updates that we have to our site today. And of course, the usual breaking down the best bets in sports of the day. So as you come in, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want a 7-day free trial to all of the tools, data, information that I'm about to show you on the screen, I've got a link for that below. 7 days, totally free, no risk to yourself at all. And like I said, we've got some updates here. So you guys are going to see some stuff that's going to look a little bit different on the screen from some of the other times that we've shown this on screen, which if you guys are new to my video here, well, then this is the first time you're looking at it. Nothing is going to seem changed to you. But for everybody else, here's some updates that we have. As you guys will see, we've got some visual changes, but a couple things that I am really excited about. Number one, if you guys enter your bankroll in, and you could put in whatever you want, the default is $1,000, but you could change it to, let's say, $10,000. There is going to be a recommended bet size for all of the bets that we're recommending here, no matter what your bankroll is. So change it to $100, and you'll see the different ones come up. $1,000. You'll see here we have a recommended bet size, and this is based on the Kelly Criterion model. So it's going to be based on what we just have different bets on the board, the projected odds to win, the expected ROI on those. So this is really useful as just an all-encompassing betting tool that's not only going to tell you what the best bets of the day are, but also the optimal way to build your bankroll given how much money you currently have in your accounts. Also, we now have true odds up here. So based on our projections, this is going to tell you what the break-even point is for each of these bets. So right now, I've got this sorted just by all leagues. Primarily, it's baseball bets popping up as the best ones because, well, there's just more baseball games today than anything else. So it stands to reason there's more opportunities for value there. But that aside, you can sort by league fairly easily here. You could filter it and just say like, hey, I only want NBA. And then you'll see NBA bets pop up. You'll see the top projected EV bets, the win rate, our projected true odds for each of these lines, and then how much we recommend you bet on all of these. So some really cool updates that I think are going to be really useful. And then also, if you guys are not playing on every single sports book, which is probably going to apply to a lot of you. Now, I do recommend that you sign up as many sports books as possible because you're going to give yourself the best possible chance to find the best odds and be profitable. But let's say you only play one or a couple of sports books, you could filter by, say, just DraftKings and FanDuel, and it'll show you just the lines from those two books. And then if you want to unfilter, pretty easily, just unselect them right here, and all the sports books pop back up. So we've got NBA selected there. We could deselect that. And once again, all the sports are going to pop up back here. So with that aside, let's start talking about the best bets of the day. And also, like I mentioned, if you guys want access to this totally for free to try it out, we've got a 7-day free trial available below. The 7-day free trial is starting to come to an end on a lot of our products. We have today is the last available free trial day for our NBA Bet Pro or MLB Bet Pro product, for instance. We don't have an exact date for when we're going to be ending the free trial to Odd Chopper, but it's going to be in the relatively near future. So take advantage of it if you have not yet. But looking through all of the bets that we have for today, and I'll sort by the player cards for now, just so we could click on. I kind of like the visual for the purposes of content. I do think that if you guys are just placing bets throughout the day, this is probably what's most convenient to get the most bets on the screen. But for content purposes, I kind of like having this look just because it looks a little bit prettier on screen. And I care a little bit about the visuals that are here. But let's start by looking at NBA because we might have another sweep going today. This would be, if I'm not mistaken, potentially the first time in NBA history that we get sweeps in both the NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals in the same year. At least the first time that I can remember it. But looking at what we have as for top bets today, Max Strus for under 16.5 PRA. So Max Strus, well, actually one thing, if you do have in this view, you're going to get the bet size and the true odds, which you're not going to find in the other one. So maybe we'll go with this look going forward. Let me know below in the comment section which look you guys prefer. I have a feeling you guys aren't going to give a shit. This is just for my own personal, what I prefer while I'm doing content, but we'll leave it in here for now. So we have the bet size and the true odds up on screen. And if you guys have a preferred bankroll for me to put up, I feel like $1,000 is what's going to be relevant to the most people watching. But if you guys feel differently, let me know below. But anyway, our number one bet of the day is Max Strus for under 16.5 PRA. One thing I'm going to note to this, though, is I would like to get an update on Kevin Love. Kevin Love only played a few minutes at the top of the Miami Heat's last game, their game 3 win over the Boston Celtics. It appears that Kevin Love is trending towards playing today, but I would like confirmation before taking an under on Max Strus, because if Kevin Love ends up getting ruled out, well, then the number is going to go up on Max Strus, and then the under isn't going to look quite as good. But if we do get Kevin Love playing, under 16.5 PRA makes a whole lot of sense for Max Strus. We have the fair odds of this at minus 138 when the best available odds are minus 122 right now over on FanDuel. And then also something else to take note of is that we also do project here Kevin Love under 11.5 PRA fairly well. And this is one too where, assuming Kevin Love plays, I don't know how healthy he's going to be, right? He only played a couple minutes at the start of last game. He looked pretty good in those couple of minutes, but is he going to try to play tonight because he's totally healthy? Or is he going to try to play because this is a really high leverage playoff game? And if they win, he gets, a week off until the NBA Finals starts. So it's hard to be really confident that Kevin Love is totally healthy, which is a reason I think to like the unders here. We have the true odds projected minus 119, and the best available odds are minus 109. As for other bets, nothing standing out too much. I will say this, though. If there are any Miami Heat players throughout the day, like Caleb Martin here, that project well towards the over and then also could benefit from the absence of Kevin Love, makes sense. Caleb Martin was the player who checked in for Kevin Love when he got hurt last game. We saw Caleb Martin put up a big game. So we do have over 4.5 rebounds projected fairly decently here. And with that in mind, I think it makes sense to go and bet the over on Caleb Martin, not because it's like the highest ROI bet in the world or anything like that. We have the expected EV here at 3%, but more so because it's a viable over bet that's going to look even better if Kevin Love is out or limited in any sort of way. Let's go and look at baseball now. So some of the top baseball bets of the day, a lot of total base props here. We always have total base props are going to pop up most predominantly just because it's the most available market, right? There's 9 for every single team. So there's always going to be more of those than say like the total strikeouts, but we do have some good looking strikeout props here. Kyle Bradish pitching on the road in New York against the Yankees, just such a difficult matchup. And I like Kyle Bradish as a young pitcher. I think he is good stuff. I think he is good strikeout stuff as well. But on the road in New York, the Yankees offense was fairly terrible for a little bit when Aaron Judge was out. But now Aaron Judge back with the team. He's been just really good since coming off the injured list. That presents a lot of difficulties for opposing pitchers. So under 5.5 strikeouts for Kyle Bradish. I think that makes a good deal of sense here. I'm actually going to sort by EV just so we get some of the top EV bets here. A couple of home run props that are popping up here. I went 0 for 2 on my home run bets yesterday, but overall, this has been a super profitable market for me to bet using the tools at OddsShopper. A couple ones that are standing out today. Jorge Soler, plus 250. I know a lot of you might be thinking, why is Jorge Soler only plus 250 to homer? Well, he's on the road playing in Coors Field, massively hitter-friendly park, as we all know. So that's why we have the fair odds at plus 221 for him to homer. So some good value when the odds are as good as plus 250. And then Vlad, pretty good Vilo spot on Vlad Guerrero. He's been in a little bit of a slump as of late, but this has been one of the most valuable players and one of the best hitters in baseball over the course of the last few years. And there's no reason for us to think he won't bounce back. So plus 450 for him to homer. You don't get those kind of odds on Vlad Jr. all that often. I like taking stabs on him. Another strikeout prop here that stands out. This one is going to be plus money. Alex Cobb for over 5.5 strikeouts. And Cobb's pitched fairly well this year. And we have seen the strikeout stuff get better over the course of the last couple of years. The big thing that for him has just been health. A lot of times earlier in his career, he was good, but wasn't consistently able to make starts. But this year, he's been healthy. Last year, he pitched 149 innings, had 28 starts. So I just think that kind of consistency really helps a pitcher like Alex Cobb, who has opened up the year with a 1.94 ERA and a 3.15 FIP. So over 5.5 strikeouts, we're getting that at plus money. We have the fair line projected at minus 111. So definitely some good bets to take a look at. And yeah, let's go and look at Prize Picks. We'll build a parlay, and then we'll be done for the day. Oh, you know, I just realized too, because I was thinking to filter out any of the lines for tomorrow's basketball games. I don't have to worry about that because there is no basketball game tomorrow. And yeah, if the Heat end up sweeping the Celtics tonight, we're not going to have basketball for an entire week. So something to keep in mind going forward. But Bowers for over 0.5 total bases kind of does correlate with us liking the under on strikeouts for Kyle Bradish. Paul Goldschmidt over 1.5 total bases. Caleb Martin rebounds again over 4.5. JP France under 4.5 strikeouts. We've had a lot of success betting the under on JP France strikeouts in his recent outings. Al Horford under 15.5 PRA. Marcus Smart over 3.5 rebounds. This is a 6-leg flex parlay over on Prize Picks. Good for a 16% expected EV there. Now let's go and check what we have for, by the way, this is a crazy high expected EV here on BetMGM. Let's see if there's a better one anywhere else, though. If not, so that was a 32% EV. Yeah, let's go to BetMGM. Here's one for FanDuel, by the way. Although I would take this out because that's for a UFC fight next weekend. But this parlay over on FanDuel does have a 15% expected ROI plus 814 odds. It is the France strikeouts, Max Strus under 16.5 PRA, Bradish under 5.5 strikeouts, and the Cubs plus 1.5 on the run line there. But let's go back to BetMGM because that was a pretty crazy looking parlay that we had. All right, all lines for today, yes. So JP France under 4.5 strikeouts, Nico Horner under 1.5 total bases, Kyle Bradish under 5.5 strikeouts, Ke'Bryan Hayes under 1.5 total bases, and then Graham Ashcraft under 4.5 strikeouts. So this is a 12-1 parlay that we have winning 9% of the time. Good for a 32% expected EV here. You're not going to find too many parlays that have this many legs that are expected to be this profitable in the long haul. So definitely something to consider over there at BetMGM, just out of curiosity. We can make it even better if we add in the Alex Cobb. Now, the odds of this parlay winning, only 5% of the time, but still 39% expected EV. Pretty good stuff there. So I hope you guys like some of the updates we have, some of the visuals, and some of the extra data that's been added to OddsShopper. And got that 7-day free trial available if you click on the link below. If you have any additional questions or comments for myself, go download Chalkboard. Chalkboard is totally free. It is a chat app kind of similar to Discord, but more geared towards sports betting. It's free to download, free to get into our channel. I post additional bets in there, answer your guys' questions. So go check it out because what better price is there than free? And that's going to do it for me. If you guys haven't done yet, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Good luck with all your bets today. I'll see you back here tomorrow.